The Grumman F-4F Wildcat is an American carrier-based fighter aircraft that entered service in 1940 with the United States Navy and the British Royal Navy, where it was initially known as the Martlet. First used by the British in the North Atlantic, the Wildcat was the only effective fighter available to the United States Navy and Marine Corps in the Pacific Theater during the early part of the Second World War. This example is the FM-2 version, displayed at the Museum of Flight in Seattle, Washington. Built by the Eastern Aircraft Division of General Motors, the FM-2 Wildcat essentially is an improved version of the famous Grumman F-4F4. Recognized by its taller fin than the F-4F, the FM-2 was also modified to include an improved power plant, increased ammunition capacity by reducing its armament from 6.50-inch machine guns to 4, and improved directional stability with a modified fin. The famous Grumman F-4F Wildcat was the first line fighter for the Navy and Marine Corps at the outbreak of World War II. The first operational models, the F-4F3 and 3A, were followed quickly by the F-4F4, the latter's salient improvement the incorporation of folding wings, which essentially permitted doubling the complement of fighters aboard existing aircraft carriers. The Wildcat was generally outperformed by the Mitsubishi Zero, its major opponent in the early part of the Pacific Theater, but held its own partly because, with relatively heavy armor and self-sealing fuel tanks, the Grumman airframe could survive far more damage than its lightweight, unarmored Japanese rival. Many U.S. Navy fighter pilots were saved by the Wildcat's ZB homing device, which allowed them to find their carriers in poor visibility, provided they could get within the 30 miles range of the homing beacon. Lessons learned from the Wildcat were later applied to the faster F-6F Hellcat. While the Wildcat had better range and maneuverability at low speed, the Hellcat could rely on superior power and high-speed performance to outperform the Zero. Wildcat production continued throughout the remainder of the war, with Wildcats serving on escort carriers, where the larger and much heavier Hellcat could not be used. Specifications: Manufacturer, Eastern Aircraft Division, General Motors. Type, fighter. Crew, 1 pilot. Power plant, 1,350 horsepower right or 18-20-65. Dimensions: length, 28 feet 11 inches. Height, 11 feet 5 inches. Wingspan, 28 feet. Weight, empty, 5,448 pounds. Gross, 8,271 pounds. Performance: max speed, 332 miles per hour at 28,000 feet. Cruise speed, 164 miles per hour. Climb rate, 3,650 feet per minute. Ceiling, 34,700 feet. Range, 900 miles. Armament: 4.5 inches machine guns, 250 pounds. Bombs or 6.5 inches rockets. If you like this content and wish to support the channel, please consider becoming a member. That way I will be able to improve and to make more content like this. Thank you for watching.
Go.